HEA Radio. My name is Gardy. It's Clear Life Combat, and I'm excited. I have a guest that's zooming in. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to find out everything that he has going on. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, brother. How's everything? Pedro
Everything's
Marinho
everything's
here.
going good. Where you at right now?
Ex- I'm on home. I just finished training, and now I get home to we talk a little.
Yeah. So how much do you train? It seems like you're always on the go.
Yeah, man. I like let's say a normal Monday for me is like I wake up 5, go train 6, lift to 8, 6 to 7. I do strength condition, and then 10 a.m. I have a competition class, 10 to 12, and then night I train wrestling.
And that's just on a Monday, but like is that 6 days a week, 7 days a week, or what does that look
I
like?
like a Tuesday, I try like a train in the morning, one jiu-jitsu gi. Normally I have been training mono gi, but Tuesday I train gi, morning and night, two trains a day. The average like a Monday, Wednesday I do three, Tuesday and Thursday I do two trains, and Friday I do two, and Saturday one.
So let's talk a little bit about what all you accomplished last year. It was a pretty big year for you in your career. Kind of walk me through the beginning of the year and then what all you were able to do in 2021.
Man, 2021 was a great year for me. I start the year fighting in Miami against Gabriel Almeida. I won. Then 2 weeks later, I fought Mateus Luna. I won. It was good. It was a good year for me. I was able to accomplish part of my goals. I get I lost on the Pan Am's final, unfortunately, but this year I go to get this gold. And yeah, the awards. Yeah, yeah, was cup was that like words American nationals as well in the gi.
And then at the end of the year, you're able to compete in Nogi Worlds, and um, after getting your black belt, not too much before that, you got double gold. What was that experience like?
Man, it was great to know. It was my first no gi awards as a black belt. I had like just 7 months as a black belt, and but I knew I could win. Was like a lot of like good feelings because the first year is always hard, and was special because the guys that I fought, I fought like big names, and that was I always wanna do, like not just to win but be the best.
So going in, you were pretty confident that you were going to get, double gold, or was there ever any doubt? Or
Man, at first I just like was to compete in my division. I supposed to fight a medium heavy, but I have like three friends on medium heavy, and I didn't want to fight them.
Mhm.
And then I changed my division to heavyweight, but I was waiting like 193, 194, not that much. I was lighter. And the open class was like one day before, I was sign up, but I didn't expect it, like I didn't know that the open class was three mats in a day, because like Saturday you do all the mats on the open class, you just do the finals Sunday on the open class. And I thought it was just one match on the open class Saturday. To be honest, like yeah, I signed up, but of course I always fight to win. Like I never expect lose, but I knew it would be a big challenge in the open class. And but first my match was kind of like a quickly. I was able to submit a guy like a ultra heavyweight. Like I submit him in like 2 minutes. And then when I beat Vitor Hugo, I say, yeah, man, this is gonna be my day. Like Vitor Hugo's a big name, tough guy, one of the best out there. And after beat him, I say like, okay, everything gonna go well, and I will win double gold.
Yeah, was that I guess the biggest surprise of the event? I guess did anything catch you by surprise competing in the open class?
Uh, like normally I like open class, but it was my first words. I wanted focus on my division, You know, I say, man, I have to focus on the division to win on my first year as a black belt. But you know, I like fight, and when I was there, I signed up, and everything was going well. And each match, I got even more confident. You know, after like say I beat Vitor Hugo, who was the last open class champ. I beat like Adam Aziski, who was the last heavyweight champ. You know,
Hmm.
after the match, I say, and then on the final cyborg, you know, after Saturday, that I fought three matches in the open class, and then I fought one in my division. I beat Adam Bradley. I knew like gonna be a good day Sunday. I felt pretty confident, and yeah, was good, and everything went well. Mm-hmm.
So the beginning of 2022 was really good for you as well. Can we talk about any goals that you have for the rest of this year, and then we can talk back about that match you had at Who's Number One with Craig Jones. So what goals do you have for the rest of 2022?
Man, I wanna like now focus a little on Gi. I wanna fight the Dallas Open next. I think like March 5.
Hmm.
March 5, I wanna fight Dallas Open, then Los Angeles Open, and Pan Am's and Worlds, all in the Gi, you know. And then after, I want to focus on be ready to HCC. I have a pretty high expectations for HCC as well. I yet didn't receive the invite, but I know my name is out there.
It seems like they would. I mean, it would just make sense to invite you. Last year, did you feel like you didn't get as much respect as you deserve? I know that like that who's number one, like after we win double gold, I mean they have to show you respect. Did you feel like maybe even some form of disrespect not putting you on some of these matches?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, like I think some people always knew that what I would capable to do. You know, but they kind of like always doubt. You know, and that was good. You know, like after I win the Nogil was double gold, I think I put like a rock on top of this. You know, like you don't have more doubts. You know, I'm here to stay. I'm no coming up guy. I'm like a high level black belt, and you know, my first year I come to win everything.
Yeah, put everybody on notice. So
Oh yeah.
then you got that invitation from who's number one to go up against Craig Jones. I mean, were you like, okay, finally, I'm starting to get some respect, and I know what I'm going
Yeah.
to accomplish, or what was your thought process going into that?
Like you know, I like say even last year I have like 2021, 2020. I felt pretty ready, you know, for all these guys. I just had to get the experience, you know. I think more you compete in the highest level, more you understand the game. And when they offered me Craig Jones, I didn't, you know, I accept right away. I knew I could beat him. I think I'm a bad matchup for anyone, you know.
Yeah, and I guess walk me through that match because before Craig Jones had done an interview on Flow, and he was saying he was not gonna pull guard. Did you hear
Yeah.
any of that, or did you think he was just talking noise?
I, to be honest, I thought like he just like was talking, you know, for no reason. I didn't. I knew he could take me. He could not take me down. You know, I was pretty like confident on my wrestling. I have been training a lot with Professor Sevan here in Gracie Bar FGs, and I didn't was scared at all about the wrestling part. What surprised me, like he stayed whole time stand. You know, I didn't want to like start taking him down all the time because I say, man, why I gonna take him down if he wanna play guard?
Right.
He's pull guard. He pull guard, right? Because like 15 minutes match stuff, you know, you keep take the guy down, it's hard to hold, and you're gonna get tired, and in the end, he's gonna, you know, be in better condition than me. I say I don't wanna go crazy and take downs. I'm gonna wait he pull guard and happen. He pull and I pass easily. And after that, I think he he regressed and stand up again. And
Yeah.
like I think like you know I would do. I sometimes I thinking about the match and I say, man, I supposed to did more there. You know, I could do more. You know, I could like really dominate the match as I did. You know, like I win all the three rounds on the referee things. The first one, referee favor me, and I thought, okay, now he knows he behind, he's gonna
Hmm.
attack more, but he's still on the same game plan. And yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised because he didn't try nothing at all on me. You know.
Were you surprised how easy it was for you to pass his guard?
No. I like I say, man, I'm pretty confident on my skills. You know, like I know how I train for these things. You know, I train with the best guys in the world. I have the best teammates I can ask for, and no one can surprise me nothing.
I was talking to Christian Guzman before and after about that matchup with you, and Christian was like afterwards he was like, well, I'm not surprised, I knew exactly how it was going to go. He's someone that was featured in a flow grappling like little behind the scenes documentary thing that they did before hand as well, and you just kind of do this flip.
Yeah,
You do this flip over Christian,
yeah.
which is really cool.
Christian, one of the toughest train. I love training that guy.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
good train.
So, I guess training at a Gracie Baja, I get to talk to some of the guys, and it's like a family. Can you kind of describe the culture there at Gracie Baja West Chase and what it's like to train under Gracie Baja?
Man, it's good, you know. Like we, like you said, it's like a family. You know, we try to help each other in every aspect. It's not just jiu-jitsu, but in life, we try to make everybody go up together. You know, and we have been seeing a lot of improvements in the last years. Uh, I remember like a couple guys that first was like not that good. Nowadays they give hard time for me. You know, we have a Seth, Aldo, Jay, all these guys that improve a lot. Even Christian, you know, when I start training to him, he always was good, but what he's improved on the last years was, you know, pretty good. They improve a lot, and for me, it's the best environment. You know, I love be there. I love training with everyone there. I think like everybody respects each other and try help each other, always with good energy. You know, and I truly believe that in the next like 2 3 years, we're gonna become one of the toughest room in the world.
You mentioned some of these other guys improving. What do you feel like you want to focus on in your game to improve?
Man, one thing that I want to try, especially in competition, is like work more my guard. I in train, if you ask Christian, all these guys, I, I think like 80% of my training is like I play in guard, you know. But I didn't was able to get this transition yet for tournament. In the gi, I don't have this problem, but kind of no gi, I need like a work more on this transition for tournament. You know, it's different. And yeah, I wanna this year like show more my skills on the guard part.
Last week I think I saw on social media that you were out in Orlando. How was that experience?
It was good, man. Like yeah, I have been like doing this like a profession since 2017 when I started with when I moved to Belo Horizonte
Mm-hmm.
to train with Felipe Preguiça. I started like a leave for jiu-jitsu, you know. And I moved here. I'm 3 years here already, like just to work and work on my dreams. This was the first time ever I take some days off, and it was great, man. I went there. I went with my wife to Universal, the parks. First time we went there. And in Brazil, you know, it's a big dream for people go to Universal, Disney, all these things. And it was nice time there. Also, I was able to teach a workshop in Gracie Barra, Orlando. And when I was teaching, Lyoto Machida get there, you know, to do the seminar was pretty good. You know, you see, man, this guy, like one of the biggest names in MMA history, you know, come here to learn from me.
Yeah. Are you looking to do more of that, this year and beyond, just like to travel and train and do take some time for family as well?
uh, to be honest, I think I have a lot of goals yet. You know, I really like I was talking to my wife. You know, I say you're gonna do this week, you know, to rest, but after I'll I'll die for these things. Like I say, my focus will be my tournaments. You know, like be able to accomplish my goals because I know like one time that I accomplish all these goals, I'm gonna put a new ones and I will be able to enjoy my life much more. And you know what I mean? If I accomplish this goal, like I will be much more relaxed to do things, to travel, to enjoy life. You know, I think now I just wanna hustle, you know, like and get all these goals done.
You mentioned, I guess, being back in Brazil and just dreaming um, about, Universal and some of those things, and now seeing it come to pass. I guess, what was it like making that transition from Brazil to here, and was that an easy thing?
Yeah, it was, you know, like great, like in some part and tough in another, you know, like it was great because here in America I had a lot of opportunities to show my work, you know, and here we have a lot of more structure, you know, professional events, you know, And in Brazil, it's hard, you know, like even you win, I won 6 Brazilian nationals and I didn't have sponsor, you know. And it's kind of, man, the Brazilian nationals is the toughest tournament in the world, one off, you know. And I didn't have like sponsor, nothing. I was training with Felipe Preguiça. He helped me on the project, you know. He like have a house, he give a house to sleep and food. But it's hard, you know. You have to compete, and compete is expensive, especially you IBJJF that you don't have a, you know, like the right away return, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah.
When I moved here, things become like when I moved to Professor Piano. He told me, say, look, I'm gonna, you know, support you in all your tournaments that you wanna do, and I really wanna see you succeed, and whatever you need, I'm here, you know. And he he did, you know, all the time that I needed to compete. I say, professor, I needed, he helped me and everything, you know. And yeah, man, like the transition was smooth. The hard part for me, and I think like to be honest with you, was too fast. Everything happened for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 3 years here, just 3 years here. Uh, and a purple belt already, I was like a fighting black belt, you know, and that make like, man, this is happening so fast. I need to catch up. You know, I need to push even more.
Yeah.
But the hard part was like be away of my family. You know, I stay 1 year away of my wife, just by myself here. Was tough times, but I always believe in God and believe that everything have a wizard.
You know, you mentioned being a purple belt and taking on fights with black belts. Is that just because I mean, you're open to any challenge?
Man, I remember when I was purple belt, I was on the internet like, and I saw this tournament, Kazai, Elite Kazai qualifier. That if you, and I have my professor Philippe on the main event of the big event, because this just qualify, and then we're gonna go have it to the big event, right, in New York. And I saw that I didn't speak English at all, and I talked with Piano. I say, professor, I need like you know, fight this tournament. This tournament don't have a belt. I'm just purple belt, and we kind of like, man, go, you know, like why not? I think like as much you get experience fighting black belts early, like I say, when I get my black belt was not new, you know. I like was not get heavy, nothing. I already have been passing these the last 3 years. The black belt didn't change that much, you know. And I went to New York without speaking English by myself. I remember when I went there, I didn't have a place to stay yet, don't have a money that much, you know, and I have to get like bus, all these things by myself was tough, you know, tough time. But then I Piano call his friend. I have another friend that too that helped me, and I sleep on their home their home. And then I was for this tournament as a purple belt. Like I say, man, I always fight to win. And the special, like when you purple belt, you don't have that much pressure, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm fighting black belts, you know, what happened, happened. And I think when you fight like this, you fight more fearless, you know. And was this, I was first match, I beat a guy pretty easily. I was like 8-0 on the black belt, and then I finished him. The second match, I was able to finish as well, and I get like a 3 finishes straight, you know. And then I have my final against Vinicius Gazola, Vinicius Trator. He's a second place ADCC, and was that the biggest challenge because he's heavier than me, you know. That
Mm-hmm.
division was 205. On that time, I was like light, you know, like 119, 195, you know, not that much. And but like I say, man, I'm pretty good on I'm good on win. You know, I know how win. Not everybody know how win. You know, and I'm pretty good on that. And I fought well with him. I beat him. And when I get my spot on the main event on the Kazai Pro 5, and then I went to this tournament, and then from there everything changed. You know, from there I think people start like I remember it was my first time on for grappling. You know, like they, oh, purple belt win Kazai qualifier. You know, and I remember the CEO of Kazai. He talked a lot of good things about me. I went to the main event, was like tough. You know, I my first match was Craig Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and my first match was him. We draw, and I say, man, it's not like this guy's nothing different, you know, is everybody, you know, it's just put the work because jiu-jitsu is so close, you know, especially nowadays that you have access a lot of DVDs, internet, you can prove so fast, you know. I fought him first, then we draw. And second, I went to with Kainan Duarte, or his black belt on that time as well. I was winning everything, and he beat me on points. He didn't was able to submit me. And on the last match, I was beating the guy, and I think last 2 minutes the guy submit me. And they're like all about experience. Like I was winning the match, but I keep crazy going forward, and I make some mistakes, and he capitalized and finished me. But that experience was the game change for me. I say, okay, man, I really can do this. I really can make it happen.
Was that the point where what you consider like your like a coming out party? Like, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I bring to the table, or was that a different moment?
Yeah, like I say I always have a couple moments that is key for me. I remember when I in Brazil I just fight like local tournaments on my city. And my first tournament on IBJJF was the Brazilian Nationals, my first one. And I remember people say, man, IBJJF is hard, is this, is that. And my first one I won, as a purple belt. And then that one was something that I say, man, if I won this as a first tournament, I trained 3 times a week. In that time, I just trained 3 times a week. And I say, man, if I put effort on this, I can make it happen. And then was the Brazilian Nationals, a purple belt in the gi. Brazilian National the gi is the toughest tournament in the world with the awards. And I was able to win 6 matches. I submit 4 opponents, beat 2 by points, you know. And that was another moment. I say, man, it's no every. I say like, I was looking, the guys who won before, and I say, man, like Felipe Pena, the big names was won already. I say, man, I can't. If they won as a purple belt and they make the black belt and did well, I can do too. And Kazai was another one that I come and I say, man, I can do this for real, and I will do this.
In Brazil, how much were you training? Was that like was it a full time thing?
Yeah, like first I started with Professor Reinaldo Fernandes on my city, you know, and I trained kind of like 3 times a week because like there we kind of like we shared the gym with kickbox, all these things in Brazil on that time. Nowadays you're gonna go there, you're gonna have a gyms that full jiu-jitsu.
Hmm.
But on my city didn't have that much. All like I have 3 times a week just train. If I want to train more, I need like go to other place. And when I moved, I stayed almost 4 years there. And then I moved to Belo Horizonte to train with Felipe Preguiça. And then that was crazy because I come from 3 times a week to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
That was pretty tough. And I remember like we have a lot of guys who quit, on the first week of the project. They start training, say, man, this is not for me. And to be honest, I thought about, I say, man, but I remember my professor told me like, say, hey, man, you don't want to quit. One time you quit something, you're going to be a quitter ever. You're going to be, if you're just going to go out of there, like you're just going to go to another place. You don't want to come back here. The only way you move from there is if you get a better opportunity, right? Like,
Hmm.
but he was nice because normally professors don't want to lose your star. I was one of the best guys of him, and he would say, "Hey, stay here, don't go," and I would stay. But he was the first guy to say, "Go and make this happen." Like don't lose this opportunity. Embrace the challenge. It's gonna be hard times. It's gonna be good times. You just have to go through.
So you mentioned, making that move and not wanting to quit, right? But was there ever a point, being away from family and everything where you said, did I make the right choice? And kind of question what you had, making the
Like
move.
especially like I say in Brazil at that time, like I won everything almost that I was keep like say was having in Brazil, like Brazilian national gi, no gi, all the opens, I all things, but I didn't have a nothing yet, like no money. And like how my mom and my daddy we talk with me, oh you win all these, but where's the money? You have money, no. I always need the support of them, support of like friends, family. And that was pretty hard, man. Like I already was like 19 to 20 years old. I said, man, like I'm getting old and nothing is happening. But I remember Philippe talk a lot with me. He say it's a process. You need pass this thing, and then things gonna get better, blah blah. And for sure, was what he said. You know, was tough, but then when I moved to United States, things start getting much better and much clearer. And
So
then I said, okay, it was the right choice.
yeah. So taking it back even further, what led you to even start training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
I start like no October, September around 2013. It was kind of like when I have 17 to 18 years old. You know, I start train and was like I get in love and I say, man, I want to do this for my whole life.
So so you haven't been training that long, really. I mean, in all, yeah,
Yeah.
it hasn't been that long,
No,
really, right? How did
eight, eight, 8 years I have been trained.
and what would you say has been, I guess, the key to that? That you even when you said you came to the United States, everything's started moving really quick, and I guess you're progressing and getting better super fast. What I mean, I'm sure there's not a secret to that, but how did that happen?
Yeah, a lot of hard work, you know, and faith in God. I knew if I put the work in, things will happen. And one of my differences, I think when I moved here, uh, like say even there, I say, man, I start kind of later. You know, I need to catch up, and I cannot do the same thing everybody was doing. You know, because I'll be like as everybody. I'm gonna improve as everybody. I want to improve faster. You know, and I start focus a lot on like understand the game, the jiu-jitsu, you know, not just like positions, but concepts. And pretty early, I start thinking about that. And yeah, man, things start improve so fast, you know. And I always was a good like competitor. I always love competition. Um, like if I compete for everything, you know. Like I love competitions, and that helps you, you know, that you don't want to get beat up. You don't want to lose tournaments. You want to like always win, and you put the work to that don't happen.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
A lot of sports. I live in my city is like we Angra dos Reis. We have a lot of beaches and also waterfalls. You know, like I did the soccer in Brazil. Everybody did soccer. It was my first love. I always want to be a soccer player. You know, but never went well. Like, I never like get into too much. You know, just play for some until I have like 17 years old. And then when I skateboard, I did already surf, all these things. But wasn't I always quit things, you know. I never like get too I like it too much. It's not that quit, but I always do it, but never was something that man I want to do this for life. It was like some fun, you know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna play soccer because I like soccer, you know. I will surf because everybody's surfing. I like surf. I'm gonna skateboard because it's a nice sport, blah blah blah. But when I started jiu-jitsu was with 17 to 18 years old, when man, I want to do this every day for the rest of my life, like
Yeah.
And was that the thing that I always say like jiu-jitsu was the sport that chose me, you know? I didn't choose jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu chose me.
What do you think it was about it that that made you love it? Was it the challenge, like the personal growth, or just every day is like a puzzle, or it's different?
I think like the constant learn, you know, you always learn something new. You never get bored, you know, like if you get, I always say people, if you get bored in jiu-jitsu, is your problem. You know, you have something to do because jiu-jitsu have too many things to you learn, to you, uh, you know, guard, lapel, pass, leg locks, wrestle, all these things, take it out. You know, too many things, and I think jiu-jitsu was that thing. On some sports, I get boring. You know, like I remember I did judo when I was kid, and it was nice, but it was just every day the same thing. We have to do 1,000 of times the same thing, and then I get boring. And when I start jiu-jitsu, also the environment, you know, like jiu-jitsu have an environment match, you know, is I think it's the best. Of course, have you know bad people, but I think the most is a lot of good people on the community, you know.
So
Jiu-jitsu is the best environment we can have.
you mentioned going to be competing in the gi later and more this year. I mean, is it double gold or nothing? Will that's like the only option for you?
Of course, like you know, I like I say, I'm gonna fight as a medium heavy. I know it's tough to fight open class as a lightweight, like no with the. It's good when you like a heavyweight up. But man, like I say, I'm really good compared. I'm really good, and I know I'm able to win double gold in every major tournament.
Yeah, you know, fighting
I'll
up.
go for all them.
Yeah, fighting up. You know, if those guys are bigger, they weigh more. But generally, do you find yourself quicker than them being that you are a little bit lighter?
Yeah, and like I say, especially my game, like at the fell, I'm my game is a tough thing for them because they can't. It's hard to take me down. I'm good on stand. I'm pass pretty well, and I have a danger guard. And even they have, I'm able to like I say, it's hard to take me down. Even have people, and that make me confident. Like okay, like if he pull guard, I'm gonna be quick than him, and if he stand with me, I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna pass his guard.
So, at what point did you start getting connected with sponsors, and how much does that help you to be able to pursue everything that you're doing?
Yeah, I was here in America, like in Brazil, I have a lot of like support of some business of my city, but was never like a sponsor.
Hmm.
They helped me a lot, and I'm thankful for that. It was like if they didn't help me, I would not be here, you know. But sponsor, the first time was in America. I think my first sponsor that paid me money was Faris Choice, you know, and I shoot with them. We already like 2 years together. And also I have the support of Gracie Barra West Chase, they help me a lot and help me on tournaments, all the expense I have. And then then start happening some good things. Nowadays I have VBA tournaments that help me a lot, you know. It was a game changer for me, this sponsor, because I was able to focus more on competition and be more relaxed, because like before you always scared, man. You're thinking about like, man, I have this bill to pay, I have this to pay, I have that. And one time you start make some money, it's good because you're able to don't thinking about that thing. You're gonna
Hmm.
have next month. You just can't focus on win.
Yeah, had the time to focus on training because you see so many people, and the sport's getting bigger. You know, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is getting bigger, but to make an actual living and be able to support your family and everything, it seems like it's starting to become more of a reality for people.
For sure. Nowadays you see blue belts, purple belts living well from jiu-jitsu. Back in the day, it's not that much time, but say 3 years ago, it is not happening.
Hmm.
It was impossible you as a blue belt be able to live from jiu-jitsu almost. A couple guys was able to do it, and nowadays you see like it's normal.
Yeah.
We have jiu-jitsu getting bigger. You have a lot of more schools. You have a lot of ways to make money in jiu-jitsu. Doing privates, teaching, competing. Nowadays you have a lot of good prize tournaments. All these help a lot
Can you
on
talk
the journey.
about I guess like specifically in Houston, and I guess what's happening in Texas, but Houston specifically, I guess the camaraderie with not just Gracie Baja schools, but some of the other. I was talking to Robert Ezel, and he was talking about going and cross training over there. But it seems like there's a pretty good community in Houston. How do you feel about the Houston Jiu Jitsu community?
It's pretty good, man. Like I think I have a lot of good guys here. We have another Joey. He gets second place in the world as well. Tough guy from Revolution, I think. And Robert, pretty tough. All these guys. I train most with them. To be honest, I always stay more or here. I don't go too much, at schools. But Houston has a powerful, like a lot of good guys here, good fighters.
So you had mentioned earlier, I guess you hadn't gotten a call or an invitation yet for the ADCC that's coming up, but I mean, it has to be coming, right?
Yeah, they talked with me already about, they explained for me some things, and they already told me they wanted me there, and this is good. They want me there, and they will make it happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. How comfortable are you with the rule set? Are you excited for that opportunity?
For sure. I fought ADCC 2019. Was like I didn't expect. I was brown belt just 3 months as a brown belt, and I get my invite 1 week before was like a later replacement. And man, I did well. I fought Matheus Diniz. He beat my points. He was the champ of 88 kilos. And the open class, I fought Gordon. He used to meet me, but he was the champ as well on the open class. And that experience make me so confident for this one that come, you know, because like it's hard to you understand some tournaments without fight them. I mean, like uh, like HCC, people who never fought, they can say whatever they want, but it's different. They don't understand, you know, how some people that was there fighting on their rule, fighting on their environment, because it's different, you know. It's not like, man, it's pretty intense, you know, HCC. And I felt my game. I have been training wrestling since I moved to Houston with Professor Ivan, and I felt like wrestling is a big thing on HCC. And this part I have been improving a lot pretty well with Professor Ivan. And now, man, I think I'm ready. You know, I'm ready. After this double gold, even more make me, you know, see that I can make this happen. I want to win the double gold in HCC.
Who's a super fighter, a name that you would love to have a chance to go against, or maybe get a another match against?
Man, I want to fight the best guys in the world, like the toughest one, you know, like say all top five, I would be down to fight. If I name, you know, of course, I want to fight the best guys. Gordon right now, I want to fight him. I want to fight Kainan Duarte. That another one that I feel is one of the best guys in the world. Barbosa, Lucas Barbosa. Mm, yeah, man, all these guys, you know, like anyone can get it.
Yeah.
All these good guys, the best ones, I'm down to fight.
Did you
I don't
see?
want like I said, I don't want to fight people that coming up, you know, because I have been fighting them 3 years already. I want to fight guys that are gonna bring me to another level, you know, like uh, I think it's the steps, right? Like, and I'm already kind of done with that, with fight people who coming up. I already did this too much this last 3 years, and now I want to fight the big names, and I think I deserve.
Definitely deserve it. If you're just now joining us, talking to Pedro Marinho, training out of Gracie Baja West Chase. He's the light heavyweight who's number one champion, and he just got double gold at IBJJF, no gi, that's open class, and heavyweight. Pedro, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Man, just like thanks so much for the invite. Uh, I'm excited for the future. Big things gonna happen, great things, and next time I come here, we're gonna have a lot more titles to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited and to keep up to date. So make sure you follow him on social media and see everything that's coming up. This is Clear Life
Yeah.
Combat. Thank you so much, Pedro.